such a lovely weekend last week. And do you know what? You absolutely made my year with something you said when you came in. And you didn't even mean it as a compliment. I don't even think you meant for me to even hear it. You were just walking around my house and you just went, you kind of sighed and went, I need to come here more often. It's so peaceful. And I overheard it and I just kind of smiled to myself and thought, oh, thank you.
It is so incredibly beautiful what you've done with the house. Like the boot room looks incredible. The flowers, the decor, just the walking around. It feels so homely. The music is on in the background. It's so incredibly peaceful. Even though there was a full house of people, it didn't matter. It looks so good. I mean, surely, I can see by your face you're chuffed with yourself because and it is lovely. I mean, bringing the guys over, like, to see your house and sit down and have dinner was just an absolute pleasure. Everyone just fell into their positions, and your new seat, love the seat. I even like that one that you got. Like, there's a white one. Like, did you get that for
Oh,
your office? Like to actually sit at it to work? Like, and it didn't work out because
yeah,
that
it
was
was too
never going to
low.
work out. It's so low, but perfect for the salon, I reckon. Something like that. Can't be white, of course, in the salon. But it is absolutely just so lovely. Like I love my house. Obviously it's so peaceful and so great. But you can see that like you don't live with anyone else. It's just your stuff. And you obviously have lovely taste. And even though it's not my taste, like it's a pleasure when you see it all together and it's all like I know
Mm.
your brain picking these little things and the effort you put into it and the love you give your plants and the love you give like even where things are placed on the wall. It's so good. It's so good. And the little things you did really like at a very reasonable price. People overthink it. They rip out whole kitchens. Like you put new knobs on, you painted it, you put that like that kind of that stuff over to make it look like it's got timber
Oh,
worktops.
the vinyl wrap. Yeah, I did the
Yeah,
kitchen in the vinyl wrap. Oh, it's incredible, isn't it? Looks amazing.
it really is. And let's face it, I love that you're treating it as it should be treated. It's an investment house.
Yeah.
It is not a forever home. And even if you kept it and rented it out, it is a fucking beautiful rental. And for someone to walk in there and see it to buy it, the way you've got it laid, it's like a fucking show home. They would fully be like, absolutely, I want to live like this. I mean, they'd be absolutely codding themselves because at the end of the day, they'd be probably moving in with a family that would wreck it. But like it's so pretty, and your candle holders and just all these little fucking things that I never in a million years would even think of or buy or anything. Not a hope in hell would I even think about those things, but I love being around it.
Yeah. No, it was a pleasure, and we had fun. We got the old pub quiz cards out, and that was quite entertaining. Straight off the bat, you were like, well, "We're going home," and then straight into it, wanted to join in.
The pub quiz cards were way better than I expected them to be, and they were a lot of fun. But I am just not a games person, and because I have a blockage with games, I just think I used to really think I was quite dumb. Like I used to be told
Oh,
I was stupid, and like there's parts of me that have never gotten over that. Like and Sandra would say it's sometimes messing, and I really never took it as a joke. And every time he would say that word, I would fucking lose my mind. I've learned how to not lose my mind and just like I know now like he's messing, but he very much doesn't say it as much. But I definitely grew up with being given the feeling that I was dumb. So for me, games nights just are not good fun for me because I tend to just sit there like a pleb, and because I have in my head that like I'm dumb, like I don't say things in case people think I'm even dumber.
oh my God, but
So
you've got loads of cards. You're not dumb.
Oh, but my initial reaction to games, I was invited to a really fun games night here in Athlone. I was like, no, thank you. And Sam was like, oh, it sounds fun. And I'm like, well, you fucking go then. But I
Yeah,
said
but
it to her afterwards, and they just ended up playing Monopoly deals, which I actually quite love. So could have went.
But as well, I think it is something with age, like, because a lot of these games are general knowledge. And when you're young, I remember like years ago, I was about 20, 21, and I was at my boyfriend's family's house, and they were, they were quite well off, and their friends were all like doctors and lawyers, and they were having this like drinks night, and I was mingling with all these like much older, like people in their 50s, real high professionals, and they were all having conversations, and I remember feeling so stupid and just thinking, God, I'd love to be able to have a conversation with these people. And as I've aged, I've realized you only get those types of conversations with age, because you only, your general knowledge grow. You can't obviously know all that kind of stuff when you're young. So never feel dumb. You were amazing at that game, and it was hilarious because you were getting arsey and you were snappy, and it was so funny, and we all had a great laugh.
Well,
So, yeah.
Danny, you're on my team for everything, always.
Oh, well, she had like about
Danny's quite
500
good.
cards. It was like, wow,
And
you
Jamie,
are.
and Jamie did. But also, I think I shied away from all that stuff being younger just because I was given the impression that I was dumb. So I think I shied away from general knowledge quite a bit. Hence being like the party animal and being the trickster and being the loud one. Like, so I feel like I'm only coming into myself now. I love having the business. I love it. I was even like doing something on the laptop. I was sending a couple of emails to the accountant yesterday, and I was like on the laptop, and I had this like flashback to like watching people on laptops putting in figures, like the way like, and when you go to the bank and they use like the little keyboard, with the figures on the side, and like they're backwards, right? So like they're really quick at like doing that. And I was doing a bit of that, like just sending off stuff to the accountant, and I was like, oh, I used to have images of like, oh my God, people that can do that. But actually, like the business has given me all these little things, but with the passion that I love, being on the floor doing hairdressing.
Yeah.
So I yesterday I had this moment of like, I fucking love the business side of it. I sent everything off to the accountant, chuffed with myself, and I just had this awesome, awesome moment of yeah, just like I'm doing it. I'm living the life where I looked at other people and I thought like, oh wow, look at them. And I'm slowly but surely I'm actually like living it. Mad. There you go.
Well,
There's a
yeah,
little
it's
insight to Konya.
it's with age, isn't it? And you are a businesswoman. That is your title. Like, you're not necessarily, you're an entrepreneur because you started a business, but you're not starting multiple. So like more, your title is more a businesswoman.
Yeah. I'll take it. I'll
Yeah.
take it.
And
Absolutely.
I was obviously, I said last week I gave our Instagram a glow up. Well, I also gave my business one a bit of a glow up, and I came across this post that I did. It was like a reel at the end of 2023. So it was at the same time that we wrote down our goal for the year of buy a mic. And so I took a screenshot, and I haven't looked at it because I wanted to see on here, have I stuck to any of it a year and a half
What
later?
stuck to what you've let go?
Well, what I wrote down, I wanted to let go. Like
Right.
I was leaving
Start reading.
behind.
Start
Yeah.
reading.
Shall I start? Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. What to
I
leave
can't believe
behind
you
in
haven't.
2023? Let's hope I did it. Being apologetic for success. I think I've almost mastered that. There is still times where, you don't overindulge and say, oh my God, it's doing really well. You always go, but my tax bill is high. So I'd probably say I need to work on that still. Worrying what others think. No. Well, I mean, again, it's a work in progress. These were quite hard ones. I was quite tough on myself.
I think you had to be.
I'd say probably no to that because of something I want to talk about later in here, an experiment that I'm doing. And I did think it's ridiculous, but fuck it. So the next one was negative self-talk. I think I'm much better at that. I don't really do that anymore. Overthinking decisions. Yeah, no, I've totally got rid of that. I'm very I'm quite cutthroat now. It's like, right, we're doing it.
Oh, I know. Everything is announced on the podcast, and I'm like, oh, holy fuck. What are we doing? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. No, you are. They're really good to find and read back over. I think you've definitely made a
Yeah.
massive leap in all of those things as well, for sure. And like,
Well, that's not it.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. I've
Keep
got
going.
the others are ignoring your gut, I think I've got better at that. Saying yes to everyone, I've definitely left that behind. I'm very much embracing JOMO, the joy of missing out. Ignoring my boundaries. I mean, last year I wasn't great at that, but I feel like this year I've really enforced it. So that took me a year. Pushing back on goals. No, I'm smashing goals. Not believing in yourself. Well, you have moments, don't you? I think that's natural. And the last thing is ignoring your gut.
Ignoring your gut is I just think like you might as well just not ignore it, do it, and if it doesn't work out, at least you didn't ignore your gut, because you might have learned something through the process of it. And I've been looking a lot at this, like with whole ignoring your gut because you're worried about what people think, right? You're ignoring your gut because you don't believe in yourself. You could literally put
Yeah.
all of the things that you wanted to leave behind after the sentence, ignoring your gut, right? And like when you ignore your gut because you're worried about what people may think, that's like you're just lowering your vibration all the time. Like we're talking about rising our vibration, but the reality is it's a lifetime of work, because if you're still worried about what people think, that's a low vibration. If you're ignoring your gut because you don't believe in yourself, low vibration, because you're not talking to yourself in a positive way. And especially with ignoring, because like you can often like find people closest to you just don't understand it because they know you as a lovely friend or family member or just loved one in general, and they don't get it. And it's very easy for them to say like, oh god, what is she up to, especially when you're putting yourself out online. Like nowadays we're putting ourselves out to the public online. It's not like, I mean, back in the day in the salon, like my mother would have had to have advertised, and like when I first started working, we went out into the streets and handed out flyers, and that took a lot of balls too. But we're not doing it in front of our family and friends. They just kind of see you getting busier because you're telling them. Whereas now, like, we're getting busier because we're putting things out online. So we're so fucking vulnerable. And when people say things, like, you can kind of go back a couple of steps. But actually surrendering to that guilt, or surrendering like to that embarrassment, or whatever the word is for you, or surrendering to all that and fucking just going for it anyway,
Yeah.
that is just your vibration goes up, it goes out, and you just get that fucking kind of vibration back. And I'm not even joking. That's how this week has felt for me. Like this week for me, we have been in such good form. Even in the salon today, I turned around and I don't care who was in the fucking salon, and I just looked at Tara and I was like, I am just so happy right now. I was radiating it. I felt it. And I felt for the very first time this week, I was in bed and like, thank you just came out of my fucking brain out of nowhere. I was lying in bed. And normally, like with my gratitude in the mornings, I'm consciously doing it. But I very unconsciously was just so like, oh, just thank you so much. Like, things are really shifting for me in a such positive way that I have to constantly tell myself, lean into it, just lean into it. And I've been tested. And I had a conversation today with someone, and things, she's been trying to really self-help herself. Like she's reading all these books and she's kind of following our lead, doing what we're doing. She asks me all the, like, she's in her late 70s. She's asking me all the time, what are you talking about in the podcast now? Like, she really wishes she went into all this stuff years and years and years ago, and she's only getting into it all now. And we're having these deep conversations, and she said today, like, their car got stolen, they're going to court about something, they're doing this, they're doing that, and all these fucking things are getting thrown at them. And I said to her, I was like, you're being tested though. Like, you can't just make these improvements into your life to up level and not be tested into how to practice how to fucking deal with them. She's like, that's a really lovely way to think of it, because it's true. Like, no one was hurt. The car got robbed. It's insured. Like,
Yeah.
no one is physically hurt, and it's all just decisions. Like, surrender to how people may think about you. And once again, we spoke about it before. Just let them, like Mel Robbins' theory, which Sandra pointed out, like that theory came out. Of course, Sandra has, back in the 60s, somebody
That
else.
was
She's just
me
kind
that
of, oh no,
told you
you
that.
said it. You
I
said it.
told you it on
Oh
the
my God,
last
I have no idea.
episode.
I know, you and Sandra, I swear to
Um,
God.
But that whole trusting your gut as well. I mean, like, it's also, you know, it's usually people that, you know, it's kind of don't listen to the idiots, because people tend to want to shut you down when you have a big idea or you're excited about something. You know, you're doing something a bit out of the box and you're thinking of something new. And, you know, you get those people that give you a look or, you know, just go, really? Well, how's that going to work? And, you know, they put inside of you that self-doubt, and it's like, get rid of them, trust your gut. You know that it's going to, I mean, look at me with the retreats, and you with the salon, and even me with the business, with the marketing business, even us with the podcast. I mean, like, people were
Yeah.
like, I mean, I had someone say to me once, like, oh, you keep saying pod, that's weird, it just sounds weird. And it was like, well, that's just what we're saying. Like, you know, how do you respond?
You don't. I mean, the response, if you really wanted to get quite narky, you can be like, oh, what do you call your podcast? Oh, that's right. You don't fucking have one. So how
Yeah.
about don't tell me what to do when I'm in that world? Like,
But
I don't,
it
it's,
is,
you know,
yeah, and it's just stay true and strong to yourself of, you know, if you have a gut feeling you want to do something, you know, I mean, it doesn't have to be starting a business or anything, but, you know, if you want to paint your wall bright orange or pink or something, just do it. Who cares if people are going to come in and say, oh,
mm.
that looks
If it brings
weird.
you
Like,
joy,
who cares? It's yours.
yeah. Oh my God, absolutely. I mean, and learning to listen to your gut as well. Like that's quite the skill. Like, does it make you smile? Then maybe that's your gut. Like if literally you thought to yourself, you're sitting on your couch one night and you think, do you know what? I'd fucking love that wall to be pink, and then you start smiling. Maybe just paint it pink. Who cares? Like, you know? I mean, it's such a lovely way. And your gut is so lovely to follow because that's the effortless like the hustle culture. And we've said obviously at the very start of this podcast, back in the start of our journey, like there has to be a bit of hustle, but actually you can get to that place with the hustle. But if you can actually learn how to listen to your gut, it flows more fluidly, and you have to learn
Yeah.
how to let it, divine timing, just kind of happen as well. There's things
Mm.
that are happening now that I wish happened 12 months ago, but if it happened 12 months ago, would I have been prepared for it mentally? Like, I've had a couple of situations where I thought about that recently, and I just don't think I would have been prepared mentally. So, things, divine timing is also a thing. So you have to kind of let the time flow with the gut as well.
And on that, like, so I spoke a few episodes ago about the app that I got years ago that I listened to a few
Yeah.
masterclasses. It's a masterclass app, and I listened to a few masterclasses, in particular the Richard Branson one, and started the
Oh, your
retreat
friend
business the next
Richard.
day. Our best mate Richard, and so this month I signed back up to it. It spurred me on, and I thought to myself, I am a different person. I mean, it was like 3.5 years ago that I last had it. And I was like, Christ, I am in such a different place. I'm such a different person. My mindset is different. I am excited to dive in. And now this is what I'm doing every morning, is watching a masterclass. And by God, I've watched some amazing ones. And it's just inspired me to do more courses and, stuff that I know, but it's pulling it out of me. And I'm like, oh God, I just think it's incredible. Yeah, so I've got some free passes, so I've sent one to you. So I can't wait for you to dive in as
Woo!
well and see what you think of it. Because
I
it's so
can't
inspiring. Just it's that
wait.
whole thing. Surround yourself by people you admire. Well, these are the legends of the world that,
Well, this is
I'm now
it.
spending the morning with while I have my morning coffee.
Mm. There's a place for everybody, but it's just like those kind of people also will tell you, people that are ahead of you will always say, keep your ideas to yourself.
Yeah.
Like because of that reason. It's not because like everything's a big fucking secret. It's because people will put little things in your head that's doubt.
Yeah.
So that's why people have mentors, because those people are helping level them up rather than just spouting out these ideas. And usually, if you're just telling people ideas left, right, and center, it's just because you want to seem also like you want to do something, and then it never
Mm.
happens. Like that's also a trait you can fall into real easily. We have all these ideas, but until they're actually actionable or being actioned, we are just going around fucking mouthing off all this fucking shit to people. And like
That was
sometimes it is. I mean, I do.
I think we bought this up last year, and it's called a wantrepreneur. Do you remember? And it's not
Yes.
it's not it's not necessarily, you know, a bad thing, but it's just people that have all these ideas and they have all the energy for it, but they're not quite brave enough to jump. And they're like, you
Mm.
know, oh, can I chat to you about this? And I'm thinking of doing this and I want to do this. And they never do it. And it's just an endless, and they're known as wantrepreneurs. So are you a
Oh,
wantrepreneur? Have you asked
yeah.
yourself?
What? Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
talking
Like,
to
have
the
you
audience, by
reflected?
the way.
Yeah, of course. Have you put the mirror up in front of yourself? Because I tell you what, that one person that does come to you asking for advice and they actually like they fucking nail it. Like that girl that's been coming into the salon who wanted help for as a barber. She has now shut down her Matapori salon. She has opened up a Tianu one. She is
Wow.
booked up. She honestly, she came to me and she's like, I just need a little bit of help. I'd appreciate any advice, some upskilling. She came into the salon, showing her consultations, how a salon works. She's never had a salon. She's never been in a salon. She's never worked in a salon. She picked up a scissors and the clippers and just started fucking doing hair. The pair of balls on her. And she just fucking went for it. It's
Yeah.
incredible. But like the feeling of she came to me 2 weeks ago to say thank you for everything. She truly believes she wouldn't be there only for my help. And I disagreed with her because of what you said. Like you know, we've helped, like people have come before and it's, you know, it's been great and stuff, but never to her level, in that sense of she fucking ran with it. She ran with the advice. She ran with the courage or the bravery she must have felt through me, because I don't feel like I did anything. I was someone to listen. I listened to her. I gave her some advice when she was stuck in corners of how, even one of the advice was call the mayor. I said, just call the mayor. Call the mayor. Get it sorted. So she called the mayor. Herself and the mayor now are having great banter. Um, so, you know, I just incredible when you watch someone fucking take that advice and run with it. You should see her go. Even on Instagram and socials, I was like, you know, you've got to be present on there, you know, and for the reasons X, Y, and Z. Because, you know, we could have that argument all day long with people of why you need to be on socials. And she just fucking did it. And she's like, oh my God, Gráinne. So I just think that is fucking cool, man. Like the entrepreneur and the person who just obviously has it deep down and just needed someone to be like, okay, here's my phone number, call me whenever.
Yeah.
And that's all she fucking needed.
And here's to that.
Oh, cheers. Well, I'm not drinking because there she is with her glass of wine. I'm so fucking jealous.
Well, I
I am
mean,
not drinking and I'm not on any high carbs. I'll tell you why later. But I'm jealous of your drink right now. I want to know more about your like fuck it moment. Like you said earlier on when you were going through your list of stuff that you put something out there, and I'm curious because I'm the fuck it person. I'm the one that fucking says just fuck it, put it out there. But you said earlier on that like you had a moment where you're like, you know what? Fuck it.
yes. So
What have you
this week I've
done?
had a really interesting week. So, well, I'd say the last 2 weeks I've been really playing around with just upskilling because I mean, I'm mainly on AI. So, I mean, I know a lot of people all have a lot of questions with AI and, you know, how does it work? And it's scary. And, you know, is it going to kill us all? Hopefully
One
not.
glass of water at a time. One glass of
You know,
water at a time.
yeah, there's horror stories and everything. But anyway, I use it a lot in my job. I mean, my job is all the internet. So, of course, I use it. There's AI search, like, you know, even a lot of the SEO, the website stuff, the content, the social media. It's very much part of my DNA now. Like it has been for the last 3 years as a very solid part. And the tools I use. And so I did a little experiment this week, just playing around with some AI videos versus real videos to see, you know, how audiences respond. And I'm not talking about my friends and family because, you know, they saw them and instantly are like, oh my God, that freaked me out. What was that? But so I just put pictures in, and from that, it creates like a 5-second video from your picture. So I put it as an advert against mine, my real one, like a real video, to see how they perform and like targeting like the whole of New Zealand and everything. And, you know, I just thought I was nervous about it because it's me. It's not like I'm doing an AI video of, a weird character. It's actually me. And a friend of mine, which I had to message her and send her the video and be like, are you okay with this? And she's like, yeah, just go for it. And yeah, I kind of freaked out. I started, it's still ongoing. So I'll let you guys all know how it goes. But so far, I put it out on Tuesday. I set it all up, ready to go live Wednesday morning. And I woke up on Wednesday morning and was like, oh my God, no, I don't want this going live. Like, I'm going to pause it all. And then I totally forgot because I was watching my masterclass app and getting really into that. And so I totally forgot. So then when I started work, I went on and I went to go in and pause them. And it had done really well, like the AI one. And I was like, oh my God, like, do I pause this? Do I let it go? And I was like, well, it was supposed to be an experiment. It's not me like, this is my strategy now. But, I need to do these experiments so I can advise clients and so I can have good strategies for them. So I'm going to let it run. It icks me out massively. Like, it does really ick me out. And it is funny. I have had people message me going, oh my God, what did I just see? And you were one of them. And I'm kind of like, shut up, go away, stop it. I'm trusting my gut. I'm doing my experiment.
I didn't have a fucking clue what was going on. And I saw this come up and I was like, what the fuck? That is so fucking crazy. I had to screenshot it. I'm like, does she know this is out in the world? I kind of feel like it is a little bit out of character for you to have just said, fuck it, which I think is fantastic. I love that you're experimenting with it because at the end of the day, that's only going to get better and better.
Well, I know. And the thing is, I need to be all over it because it is what I do that, and it's funny because the amount of people that say to me, oh, how are you dealing with AI? Is your business going under? And I'm like, no, I just bought a house. Like, it's really not. But you have to embrace change. And I think anything that comes your way, whatever industry you're in, I mean, AI is going to affect everyone. I mean, there's even now vending machines that paint your nails that, everyone is kind of going to be affected by it, that you've got to embrace it and jump into it and adapt with it so that you can grow into this new world that's evolving.
And I think if you adapt to it, it just levels you up. So then, like, we spoke about this before where I'm just like, level up. So that you are the person people are coming to when something fucks out or like just fucking get done. If you're in an industry, especially like yours, like you fucking have to surely, or else you'll be left behind.
To jump in head first, like otherwise you get left behind. And like I said, I mean, even nail technicians, like everything, there is going to be an automated way to do all these things that unless you're embracing it into your business, like, I mean, even look, like for an example, like, I mean, it's not the same level, but look at the hair tools that you use, like the Dyson hairdryer and stuff, it's just all these things make your business better. So you've got to embrace them. You've got to jump into them and you've got to move with the times. Otherwise, you do end up feeling like an idiot because you don't know what's going on.
And like, just my advice out there as well. I cut hair for people like in their 90s, right down. Get involved because there isn't going to be people left in banks for you to personally want to go into. Like my mother's like, as long as there's a person in the bank, I'll be going in to see that person. It's like, that is going to fucking disappear.
And it just makes me laugh how she got all that massive stash of checkbooks, like just before they went out of.
She's off her head. They're like, oh, Liz, checkbooks are going to go. And she's like, how many you got? They're like, they've stopped printing checkbooks, Liz. And she's like, how many you got? I want them all. And like, she's probably going around. She's probably still going around fucking using those checkbooks. People are like, oh, we don't take checks anymore. She's like, this is legal tender. It's going to go. Like, if you don't have a bank, let's say, for instance, you're in a couple and only one of you does all the bank stuff or the technology stuff because you've made this. I was in this position back when we opened the business. I was like, you know what? I'll be the workhorse. I had no confidence in myself. I didn't believe I could do the books. I didn't believe I could do any of that. And I just thought, Sandro, he's so good with numbers and he's a hairdresser, so he knows the business. He'll do all the business side. I'll just be the workhorse. And what a stupid fucking naive thing
Yeah.
to think, right? Because the only way to grow your business is knowing your own fucking numbers, figures, and what's going in, what's going out, how to balance shit, how to make sure that it doesn't go under. And like, you can be sure as hell, like, you're going to make sure there is enough money there for the end of the month or for the 20th and all these different things. If he was doing all that, then he'd be coming to me being like, well, there's nothing fucking there to pay it. And I'm like, oh my God, I just, felt sorry for this person and gave them for free hairdo or like, it doesn't work like that. And in my advice for anybody with technology, not even including AI, get involved, get your bank card, get into your finances, know what the fuck is going on because, anything could happen. You could be left on the sidelines and you could be the one left doing it. And I do people's hair all the time where if one of them goes, the other has no fucking idea how much anything costs, how to get into a bank account, how to put even fuel in their fucking car. I mean, it is so scary to think that they just, oh, that's fine. I just don't do any of that. Get out there, get into it because there's already the generation from like 50 plus are lost. Like, and it's going to move even quicker for us. So learn how to
Are
internet
you
bank at
scared of
least.
AI?
Do you know what? I feel like right now I can only control about 3 meter fucking radius of myself right now. So I'm between the bigger picture. I mean, there's people that are concerned about obviously the amount the servers need. Like everything is like all about like cooling them down and the amount of water we're using and all of that kind of stuff. Like I have not looked into it, but I've heard people's concerns more about the environmental side of it.
How
Um,
is it environmental?
Oh, even emails like can cause environmental problems like that. So we'll look into more of that and we'll come back to it because I can't answer any of your fucking questions. Like I said, I'm just agreeing with people and thinking, oh, okay. The one thing I'm probably a little bit more scared about is like people being a bit naive and like believing things and that are causing them fear. There's some really crazy AI funny shit going around YouTube of like politicians and things that they're
Oh,
saying and
they're
doing.
brilliant.
And then some of them, like, they don't look real, but to the naked eye, you could show that to somebody and the fear of God would have been put into them, even though it's complete bullshit. There's people with a lot of fucking time out there that are putting a lot of effort and time into these AI videos. And there are people that have power over countries and if they believe that, can you imagine the fear base? Like, and then there's people that just believe people because people said it. So those people are now going around telling people, like, someone in power said something, and now that person's believing it, and then they're fucking saying it to somebody else. The gullibility of us as an actual whole, it's actually humans still fucking scared the shit out of me, not AI. It's how it's being used, how people are believing shit, and I mean, I think we need to start fucking leveling up as a fucking human race in general, and not just letting
It's because
AI take over.
we always used to say it's because like they've gone too hard with the health and safety that natural selection isn't in place anymore. Like,
That's correct. That's correct.
but you said like with those videos they've done of like Trump and all of that. Um, you said like these people have taken a lot of time to do those videos. The videos I didn't take time at all. All I did was
Oh
upload a
God, that's
photo
worse.
and write a prompt of make these two girls talk to each other, look at a screen and point and then laugh. That's all I wrote. And then I got like a 10-second video from it. So all they would have had to do is upload a picture of Trump and Elon Musk. Musk? What's his name? I
Musk.
can't think. And just write a prompt of,
Fuck.
but yeah, it's all a bit of fun, but I don't think it's anything to be scared of because we're using it day to day anyway, and we don't even realize it. Like
Yeah.
loads of things that we do are in our I mean, I did have a client message me saying, are we going to be implementing any AI into what we're doing? And I was like, no, we already do. Like we have done for 3 years. Like all the tools that are used are AI generated to find, the best strategies. So there's tools out there that really make your life easier and more refined, that it's not something to be scared of. It's something to embrace, but it's happening. So you've got to embrace it and don't feel stupid by being left behind. Like, get on it and learn.
Yeah. Oh my God. Absolutely get on it and learn. And like, I mean, I don't have kids. So at the end of the day, fuck it. Right. Like, I'm not worried.
What, you don't care what happens to the human race when you go?
But like, I don't have kids. So like, the reality is if AI can wipe my arse, fabulous. Everyone's like, oh, you're not worried about who'll look after you when you're older. I'm like, there'll be a robot living in my fucking house, cooking me meals, changing my TV programs, wiping my arse, getting me in and out of bed. Perfect. Perfect.
And you've got quite a weekend ahead of you, which is stepping
Honestly,
outside of the world.
this honestly is not the best conversation for me to be going into bed with because I'm getting up first thing in the morning. I'm going to my retreat, and tomorrow is D Day. We are taking our mushrooms, our psychedelics tomorrow, and we are going into a 4-hour trip. And honestly, I swear to God, if Jesus or God doesn't fucking appear to me with 10 more commandments, I'll be fucking disappointed. And we were given all these like YouTube videos to watch and stuff like what I wish I knew, 10 things I wish I knew before going into my psychedelic trip or before going into my mushroom journey and all these
Like,
kind
I've
of
done
things.
this
And
before.
cannot wait. I sure have, but never in a controlled environment. Yeah, it's actually
No,
really
I
fucking
haven't either,
interesting.
actually. Not in a controlled environment. It's more
No,
like
that's right.
full
That's
moon
right.
beach pie in Thailand.
Absolutely. Have a mushroom shake for breakfast and watch the fish in the water swim around for about 3 hours. Um, good times. So I leave in the morning. I'm getting picked up. I know so many people. Um, I know so many people going. I've actually ended up. There's 4 of us going in the one car, and then there's 2 more meeting us there. These poor other 2 people that we don't know are in for a landing because there's so many of us. Then again, I'm the only one that actually knows everyone. Everyone else are strangers. So I'm the common denominator there. I'm very
Yeah.
excited. I'm bringing my coffee machine. I didn't want to be rude. Is it rude? Would it have been
You're
rude
bringing what?
to
Your
be
full-on coffee machine, like the
yeah, my
DeLonghi?
full-on coffee machine is packed and ready to go. I bought fresh beans. I'm fucking ready. I am not taking any chances to not have good coffee.
I love that. And you even like, I said to you the other day, every time I make a coffee, it just dawns on me, like, what a housewarming present. Like, that was expensive present, but thank you. But it just is
So
like,
worth
wow,
it.
every time. And you know what? And you're like, it's nothing to do with you. It's so I can have good coffee.
I'm like, well, I can't have a house without a coffee machine. I can't have a room in a house and not a fucking coffee machine in it. I can't be lugging my coffee machine just to go to your house in Cromwell. But you can be sure I'm
But
lugging it
you'll
to the
take it on a
retreat.
retreat.
I am. I messaged one of the girls. I said to her, I was like, it's not weird that I'm bringing my whole coffee machine, is it? And she's like, oh my God, I was so worried. What was I going to do without my coffee? Oh, and she's like, I'm so happy. And I was like, perfect. We're both on the same
Well, you're
page.
going to have a blast, and we'll hear all about it next week of your incredible retreat experience that I wish I was going on, but timing didn't work.
Do you know what, though, Charlotte? I wish you were going on it as well because I'd love for you to go deep into your own brain. Um, I'd have no idea what the fuck would happen you or what you would come out with or what clarity or anything that would happen to you. You'd be a mystery to me. I think we'll send you to the next one just to see what happens and we'll document it.
Well, if anyone knows one in a tropical location, that's where I'm
Oh,
planning.
here she
So
goes
let me
again.
know if anyone knows one of these lovely retreats that you've been to and you think is fabulous. Send it on a postcard. I'll book the trip.